Sorry, but once again, this anime is rated mature. I don't care how old your account says you are, but if you're too young, just go away. Thanks. And also, there's gonna be spoilers. Duh. Real talk. If you're watching this when it's a new video, you have until the end of June to watch this show. 6 episodes a day, and you'll be fine. So it's 1 AM, time for some anime. This episode is really important for a couple reasons. As I already stated, Shiki is unfortunately leaving Funimation at the end of June. Also, the show is technically a horror anime. If you know me, you know spooky isn't really my scene. I can less than confidently say that for the first 8 episodes or so, I hated the idea of sitting through this show. But the fear of missing one upload and YouTube killing any little attention I get was enough motivation for me to force myself through it. Imagine one day strange people move into your town, and villagers just start dropping dead, and you find out some of them are turning into vampires and hunting people down. Okay, if you really just thought that that would be awesome, you're lying to yourself and you know it. Shiki does a really good job of showing how different people would react in that sort of situation, and you can tell a lot about yourself or anybody else by asking how they feel about the Shiki versus the humans, or what character they feel expresses that the most. There are those who choose to ignore it up until the end when they're forced to take some sort of action, the people who aren't strong enough mentally and just fall apart and crumble, and those who see nothing wrong with the Shiki existing and feeding on people. Now, as much as I want to sit here and lie to you and say that I'm most like Dr. Ozaki, that I'm level-headed about the situation and not afraid to take action that others wouldn't in order to save everyone in the village, I'm really not. I think more of us are like Motoko and Yuki than we really want to admit. I can tell you for a fact I would respond identically to Yuki in this situation. So let's go into just a couple of the characters and see how they progressed in the story and how they reacted to their circumstances. Let's start with the #1 daddy himself, Yuki. The first real look we get of this amazing individual is when a creepy little girl with a big ass puppet comes to his house and demands to be let in to wait for his son. Knowing that his son hates the world and every fucking thing in it, he refuses to allow her in the house, and he repeats this response every time she asks. The look he gets on his face gives away that he knows something is wrong and that this girl is off and shouldn't be allowed in the house. After a short while at the door dealing with this Shiki, his wife, being the kind yet dumb as shit soul that she is, invites the girl in because why not do the exact thing your husband is so clearly against? During our following visit with the family, Yuki's wife and son have clearly been bitten and they're acting really strange. Around the same time, his son Natsuno starts locking more doors and putting up religious symbols in his room as he starts to become noticeably sick. Trying to stay realistic, he believes Natsuno when he tells him not to bring him to the clinic. And since he's a supporting character, we don't really see much of him for a little while after that, but we're told through a conversation between Natsuno and his newly Shiki ex-best friend Toru that his dad has been constantly checking up on him and is worried for his health. Our last real look at Daddy Yuki is one day when he comes home to find a note from his wife saying that Natsuno's dead and she can't handle being with them anymore, so she's leaving. As many of the Shiki victims were taken out of the village to reduce the amount of death certificates that are coming in from the village. This sends Yuki into a panic, and he runs around the house trying to find his wife and son. He calls the temple to get his son's body taken out of the house when he witnesses his son rise up into a Shiki. Understandably, every time we see Yuki from now on, he's unrecognizable and he's completely lost any kind of sanity. Wow, that was long. Let's not go so hard on the rest of them. There are those characters dumb enough to still think of the risen Shiki as their friends and family, and those who don't even think of them as living things, only as heartless demons that need to be killed. But Kino, the Shiki are people too, and should be respected as such, you inconsiderate, racist piece of shit. Damn. Alright, all of 3 Shiki, 3 of them, gave half a shit about their human lives or other people's lives, and only one of them ever actually acted on it. So unless you think every Shiki is exactly like Ritsuko, you're just wrong. Well, not wrong, I mean, I respectfully disagree with your totally legitimate and equal opinion. I'm sorry. On that note, can we move on to the last couple episodes? So many people actually wanted Megami to escape and fulfill her only dream of going to a big city. So real talk, explain to me how you could possibly want her to win or even just escape. Before death, she literally stalked Natsuno, as in watched him sleep through his window and always tried to be near him. Then after death, she desperately wanted to be the one to kill Natsuno. She also killed her best friend Kaori's parents and sat outside her window laughing and taunting that she was gonna kill her and her brother next. She loved killing people and humiliating the Shiki that were still learning how to kill people. So why would anybody want her to win and get away? So far, all I've found, there's only one answer. There's only one answer that I've found. So tell me, do you think she's hot? What, you do? What the fuck is wrong with you? Cause she's evil, and not to mention dead and underage. Go get some help. I didn't mean for this video to devolve into a why does this exist episode. I'm really sorry. Now, as much as I joke and make fun of Shiki, seriously, you lost weebs need to go watch this show, and I don't care if you're one of those weirdos that prefers subs over dubs, so that leaving Funimation, it doesn't matter to you. But just go watch it as soon as possible, and join in the morning, because unlike some creepy jailbait, this anime isn't gonna rise back up and hunt us down, and this show deserves to be remembered. Thanks for watching. Since this episode is sort of like a weird mix of why does this exist and 1am anime, I'll put the 1am anime playlist in the description with everything else, and the why does this exist playlist on screen with the video YouTube seems to think you'll dork out over. Well, peace weebs.